You were 17?
I was 7.
Oh, 7. Oh.
Oh, what's up, boys? I've only uploaded mom interviews Mosey, Juice World, and now this is the third one, Cole. There's 5 more after this one that are all fucking crazy, like artists that you guys wouldn't expect. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, Cam Haller, right fucking now, baby. Follow mom as well. New types of vlogs coming soon too. Just a whole new. I'm trying to change the channel up a lot this summer, so be on the lookout for that. Comment down below anyone else you want us to do, and we'll try to do it. I really appreciate the support on the first 2. I think they both already have over like 500,000 views or some shit. I don't even know. If you like Apex Legends, go subscribe to my gaming channel in the description. Yeah, boys, I appreciate you guys. Here's the Cole interview, baby. Oh, here's my cat as well.
Here we are, Rolling Loud 2019, Miami. We got Cole Bennett.
Woo woo.
Woo woo, Cole Bennett. Cole is a mentor and a friend of Cam's, so we know him, but you guys don't know him. So I want the world to know a little bit more about Cole. Some stuff that maybe you haven't been asked in all your interviews, and I don't know everything that you've been asked. So let's just see if we can dig out some fun facts about Cole. I think people know where you're from. I know people know where you're from, but did you grow up completely in Chicago?
No, I actually grew up in a town called Plano. It's like an hour and a half outside of Chicago, and it's a small country town. And I fell in love with hip hop and videography and film when I was in high school. And that's when I would start traveling to the city every weekend I could. And then when I graduated high school, I went to school in the city for a little bit. So I got to move there finally. And then, you know, I was able to really chase it. So I had to put school in the past and just chase the dream.
So you were at what college were you at?
DePaul University in Chicago.
So you went there a couple years, or?
I went there for a year and a half. And I was like super focused on school and like balancing all this, and Lyrical Lemonade at that point was still like a hobby of mine, and like it was my passion project. Right. But I didn't really think of it as being anything more than that. And then I got to a point where I was like, no, I could actually do this, but I needed to make it my number 1 priority. I needed to sacrifice literally everything else. So I had to say peace out to school.
Yeah. So what'd mom say?
My mom is like the most supportive woman in the world. So she was like, let's go, do it. Yeah. If I told my mom I'm gonna rob a bank tomorrow, she'd probably be like, okay, I'm gonna go there with you. Yeah. You know, for good or for worse, she's the best though.
Yeah, I get that, and I understand.
She wouldn't let me rob a bank though.
I was just gonna say, I doubt that she would approve of that.
But you know what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. She's got your back. Yeah. How'd you guys come up with that Lyrical Lemonade? That's like the best. I mean, the logo, just the whole sound of it is crazy.
My mom actually came up with the name. Speaking of mom, yeah, my mom actually came up with the name Lyrical Lemonade. I was in high school and I had wrote down like an idea of what I wanted to do. I just wanted to make a blog, but I didn't know what I was going to call it yet. And I remember one night I had the web designer on the way to like get the URL going and get everything started, because it was a blog at first, a website. And I didn't have a name for it, so I was sitting in the kitchen with my mom bouncing ideas back and forth. And I remember she said Lyrical Lemonade. And I was like, I don't know about that, Mom. And I was like, wait, that's perfect. That's it.
How'd she come up with it? Did she say what inspired her to think of that?
I knew I wanted to be catchy. Yeah. So we were playing around with like just different word plays on like fruits and vegetables and just like something that doesn't pertain to hip hop at all, and then tying in an aspect to it. So we kind of just fell on Lyrical Lemonade, and it just rolls off the tongue, you know what I mean? And
so I'm thinking you got some of that creativity and some of that from your mom, do you think?
Absolutely. Like my mom's work ethic, growing up, my dad passed away when I was 2 years old, and my mom worked 3 jobs. So just her work ethic, and like even while she was working the 3 jobs, like I remember one day she'd come home, she's like, I want to write a book. And then she'd like get all the materials to learn how to write a book. And then she opened up a bar, a business in Plano, and that did really well. She was just always trying new things that she had never done before. And I think that her drive and her work ethic and her passion about anything and everything she does,
it trickled down.
Yeah, trickled on down. So shouts out to my mom.
Hey, that's not a bad trickle down though. That's good. Yeah, no, that's good.
It's great. I'm very, very thankful for it.
Very thankful and blessed. So that's crazy. So yeah. let's go.
And just the same thing that you do for Cam.
Well, it's very parallel. It's very parallel to what's going on with Yeah, what happened with Cam and I and stuff. So, but what if we had to dig into something that I mean, were you like a perfect kid growing up, or I mean, did y'all have some issues?
Who?
You and your mom. Like, I mean, did you get in trouble, or like what was the thing that you did that really like?
One thing, to give you an example, I remember I never cussed in front of my mom. Even to this day, I just won't cuss in front of her. I've cussed in front of her twice. Once when I turned 18, like something like got on me from the grill, and I said shit, and I looked at my mom. But like she doesn't care. But nah, I remember one time I really got on her skin. I was like 7 years old, and like my sister was just pissing me off like real bad, and we were sitting at the dinner table, and I just called her a bitch, and my mom dragged me to the bathroom and put soap down my throat, and I never cussed again.
You were 17?
I was 7.
Oh, 7. Oh, okay. Damn, I was gonna say that was took a lot of muscle to get a 17-year-old in the bathroom soap.
Yeah, no, I was 7 years old.
Cameron's tasted soap.
What'd you say?
Cameron has tasted soap as well.
We all gotta taste a little soap.
I think it makes you a better person.
I think so too.
Yeah. So how about high school? How'd you do? Did you ever get in any trouble, or how'd you do? Good kid? What's up?
Like growing up, I was a pretty bad kid, to be honest. Like we just got into trouble all the time, like with just around town. We just messing around, being kids, egging houses, and just really being really reckless. Yeah, I was a bad kid a little bit, but it ended up working out. I was just having fun.
But you know what? That makes you who you are today, and you just that's how it all comes together, right?
Absolutely.
If you could pick any place that you'd want to go that you haven't been, what's on your bucket list to travel to for a vacation? Let's forget all the work that you're doing, because I know you're hustling like crazy. Where would you really want to go? What's number one?
Japan. But it would still be for work. It would just be to clear my mind. But I think that Japanese culture definitely influences the world, and it would just be cool to go there and just kind of tap into a new lifestyle. I've gotten to travel the world, not the world, but certain parts of the world. I've been fortunate enough to go on tour with people and get a taste of different cities and countries. But I don't know, Japan just sounds like a crazy place, and just like a melting pot of so much culture. I'd love to go.
So you just said you probably do work there, but do you ever stop and unplug and not do work?
It's hard, because when I have days where I just unplug and don't do work, I like get down on myself, like you're taking days off, or you're slacking, and that's just that work ethic that kind of just, it's a bug in your head, and you kind of can't shake it. So even when you're on vacation, even if I can get in like an hour of work at some points, I just need that. It's like what I fuel off of.
Okay, well, I'll give you some advice. When you get older, you need to unplug. So eventually you're going to have to learn how to, I'm sure your mom's told you need to take time to clear your mind. What do you think about social media? Are you down with that, or do you think it's changed our millennials, the people that are coming up? You have a good work ethic, but do you think it's been a good thing for kids or a bad thing? I mean, I know it's been like crucial to running your business and growing your growth, but what's your personal feeling about all of that?
That's a really difficult question to answer, because there's so many different aspects of social media that you could look at and make that answer to. But I think that it's a great thing. I think that people have an opportunity to build businesses and brands and capitalize off social media in a way that like was never seen before. So for kids to just kind of invent this themselves in terms of just like turning a business or a brand or an artist turn their career up, whatever it may be. So I think that aspect, like social media, is really cool. But even within that area, it's really toxic too. I mean, people just kind of, it's a social status thing, and like I don't know. It wasn't as big as when I was in high school a few years ago, like Instagram was. Yep. Wasn't as big as it is, but I don't know. I just feel like it influences people to act a certain way, and maybe people do things that they wouldn't normally do to try to fit into a certain crowd. I don't know, but I think social media has its bad sides and its good sides. Yeah, I think really just how you use it.
If you had a little one and a kid one day, what age would you let them start having a phone and engaging in that?
What age?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's the regular age now? I don't know.
I don't know. I can't remember. I mean, you and Cam are about the same age or a little bit older, but I don't think he had a phone until he was in like 8th grade maybe. So
yeah. I don't know. I probably I feel like I'm gonna be a pretty cool dad. I feel like I'm gonna raise my kid well enough in terms of just like guidance and showing him the way that I'm gonna let him do what he wants or her. Do what they want. And
Or them.
I just need to, or them. And I just need to be a good role model. But I wouldn't put like an age restriction on anything like that.
You just wait and see what happened.
If they want to be 5 years old and get an Instagram, go ahead. I don't know, 5's a little early, but nah.
Yeah, well, they got to learn sometime, right?
Yeah.
So, if you had to ask your mom or your girl or anybody, what's your most annoying habit that just makes them cringe? What would they say?
My most annoying habit. That's a good question. Like I said earlier, like I really just don't stop, and like I'm always wanting to do something and like work on something, and they don't like that I don't rest too much. I don't get a lot of sleep. I like staying up late because it's quiet and I can work and
Right.
work with a clean mind. But probably not stopping, but really like not getting enough sleep.
Yeah.
Like I guess not a habit, but it's a habit.
They wish you would slow down some.
They wish I get some sleep.
So what's your pet peeve about other people? What is your pet peeve? If you had to say, gosh, I hate when people do that, what is it?
I hate when people, I don't know, I hate when people just aren't themselves. Like kind of go back to what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Just like annoying thing. You can kind of read right through people when they're trying to put on like
Yeah.
a front for someone who they aren't. I think that the world just attracts genuine people to genuine people, and I feel like there's a lot of people that aren't, and those people are my pet peeves.
Tell us something that you don't think the world knows about you. Is there anything that you want to share that you don't think people know?
I don't think people know. The mixed personalities video, to tie it back into everything. So Melly had I'd met Melly in LA, and then I remember he's like, I mentioned something like come to Chicago and like let's pick out a song, and I remember one morning he called me something, and it was like 6 a.m, and he said something about a flight to Chicago, and I was like, just wait to book it, like let me make sure the time works. He's like, no, I just landed. And he came to meet me, and then we went to the office, we played music, and then he played Mixed Personalities, and this was before Kanye had hopped on it. And I was like, this is the one. And I was like, it's the one. And like right there, I started talking ideas and different things we could do with it. And then a week later, he had called me. He's like, yo, I'm about to hit the studio with Kanye tomorrow, like just to tell me. And I was, that's crazy. And then he called me the day of, and he said, Kanye's getting on Mixed Personalities. And I just didn't believe it. And then the following day, Kanye hopped on it, and he sent me the song, and he's like, you're shooting the video. And I just remember that moment, like, it was insane. And then the next day I was out at the thrift store shopping, and I get a text, and it said, hey, this is Kanye West. And my phone was on 1%, so I ran to the cashier, and I was like, look, like, I need a charger right now. And Kanye called me, and that was just such a moment for me, because I just felt like, damn, like you know what I mean?
You feel like you reached a level that you just never expected.
I never experienced, and it was just like, you know, it was like a sentimental thing too.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Kanye West, you know what I mean? Like, people dream to work with someone like that, and to be able to work with him on a creative level during that whole period, because Melly was in jail.
Yeah.
At this time.
Talented guy.
Yeah, he's very talented. He's crazy talented. But Melly couldn't see the video or put in any input because he was in jail, and he couldn't. When the video came out, he was still in jail. He didn't see the video until 2 weeks after it came out.
I'm sure he loved it.
Yeah, no, he loved it. But just working with Kanye, I guess that was that whole experience. Was
People just don't know the inside.
People just didn't know the inside. Like, Kanye doesn't have a manager, you know what I mean? So I'm talking to Kanye every day, and you know, when it's coming down to releasing the video, Kanye, before Mixed Personalities came out, Kanye texted me, he's like, let's make it black and white. I was like, we can't make it black and white. He's like, I needed to, I want to feel more, what's the word he said? Sci-fi. And he said he wanted it to match his brand more. And I kind of had to tell him, I was like, you know, I feel you, but we have to make this about Melly. This is Melly's moment. It's Melly's song. And yeah.
So you had to stand up to Kanye.
Had to, yeah. Yeah, I got a whole text, big long text from Kanye saying that his color palette is important, and he is an artist. And but no, we came to a conclusion. But I had to tell him that it was Melly's moment.
That is crazy.
He understood that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Kanye's a really, really good dude.
I know you got big things coming. Tell us about the summer thing. Just a date real quick, and we'll let you go.
Yeah, it's gonna be a crazy summer. We have the Lyrical Lemonade Summer Smash Festival. It's our second annual festival, and we're gonna do it every year. It's in Chicago in Douglas Park, and we have 2 days, 20,000 people a day. And also in June we have the Lemonade releasing, which I'm super excited about.
Oh my God! Congratulations!
Thank you. Yeah,
awesome.
It tastes really good.
I can't wait to experience it. I just can't wait to get there in Chicago and just see the whole thing.
I can't wait for you to come.
Dream come true for you.
Absolutely, it's all so crazy. Yeah, I'm excited for you guys to come. The real quick, the beverage industry's like been such a crazy thing to learn, and like I spend months on the flavoring, but going back and forth to these different co-packing companies and like learning just like a whole new world. You know what I mean? So that's been fun.
Yeah.
So there's another thing.
But again, trickle down from your mom, just like one thing after another. So, but anyway, well, listen, thanks so much, and I'm so excited. Thanks for taking time.
Thank
It
you
really
so much.
means a lot.
Yeah, of
You
course.
mean a lot to us.
I love you guys.
Oh.